So thanks to the power of television, got the I just left the tire bolted on, got the whole hub assembly, took it off, and so I was just inspecting. This is my new bolt here, and I just wanted to screw it on in here, just put it down in there and see how much play we got, which there is none, and I am very happy about that because the bore that's in the this is in the axle, so there's no bushings down inside here. You would have to drill them out bigger and put spacers in if there was slop when this bolt went in. So thankfully that's not the case, and these bushings here, they actually go into that over there. So we're gonna pound the old ones out, put the new ones in. The reason I'm doing these is because mainly it's just for the part here between my thumb and my pointer finger here. That was worn down to the point where it was allowing the tire, it had slop and it was doing this. So not that dramatic, but there was slop up and down in there. So it wasn't so much the bolt or the bore of the bushing, it was actually this thickness part right here. So yeah, we'll go ahead and see what we can do. So I forgot to show you before, but luckily I have not done the other side. I'll show you what the after effect looks like. So if I take this bar, see, I have the tire is off the ground. So if I take this bar and put it underneath, and I lift up on the bar, you'll see right here there's no slop right in there. So that is nice and snug. Wheel still turns pretty easy. So now I'll get the other side jacked up in a minute, and I'll show you what it looked like before. Right there. So there's a gap right there, and it's making audible noise, so it's got to have quite a bit of slop in it. And you saw what the other side looked like after it was done. So everything, I'm just going to change everything in there, so may as well. And then while I'm at it, I'm going through and changing out all my cotter pins. I figure I'd rather just change them all here in case I run into one that's stuck. I'd rather mess with them in the garage rather than on side of the road in the middle of nowhere, so at least everything will be, you know, fresh and greased and all that, so I'll be able to get it out easier if I need to. Hopefully I don't. Alright, just like that. It's off. I don't have a proper bushing driver, but it works out anyway that just the ends of the holes kind of get beat up a little bit, and I usually just I run a reamer through. Once I have both bushings in, I run a reamer through everywhere, because who knows if these things are actually truly flat in there. So you might have one that's flat and the other one could be off a little bit. So I usually just run a reamer through there just to make sure it's nice and straight. So, but before I do that, I'm going to make sure I got the right stuff. Yeah, because I mean, if you look here, these new bushings, they come with a new bolt. I can't even get the bolt in there. I mean, it's like you can't physically get it in there without pounding it in. So you have to slightly remount these bushings. Those in there. My hands are all nice and dirty here. And then usually what I do is just to kind of get it started, I'll run a 1/2-inch drill bit down there just to kind of get the 1/2-inch hole started, and then I'll run the reamer through both of them so that it's not as difficult to do. So. That's my 1/2, and then I'll take my reamer and this reamer here is actually a slight bit smaller than a 1/2. It's 0.499, and it's 9 thousandths. Yeah, 0.4990. So it's actually this bolt here is a 1/2 inch, and right now it should slide down. I mean, I have to lightly tap it, which is fine. And so I'm okay with having to tap it like that. Now, if I'm starting to have to, every time I'm hitting it, if it's not moving a good amount, then, you know, maybe I'll run the reamer through the second time. But, so right now, I think it's pretty good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and call that good, because this thing's gonna do nothing but turn. So eventually it's gonna wear. It's only gonna get, the tolerance is only gonna get bigger. I mean, brass, and it's feel hold. So this thing's just going to be constantly working back and forth, and I'm okay with how tight that was. And then, and of course, you want to blow that thing out with some brake clean just to get all your shavings out. Then what I'll do is I'll come over here, just like the other side. I'll slip this down in here, thread it down in. And I'll see how much slop I have. And it is there's, I mean, next to none. I mean, I don't even know if you can see that. But yeah, I'm very happy about that. I was kind of a little concerned, you know, getting started on this project if something was going to be wrong with this. But luckily, thankfully, there's not. So we're able to just take this thing apart and put it back together all in one day. So, alright, now, I like to use plenty of grease when putting this stuff back together because they are moving components.